Hey guys, and welcome back to my cake game channel. My name is Tasha, and if you have not done so yet and you're new here, click the subscribe button and please turn on notifications. I post every week. Sometimes I'll post twice a week with a bonus video tutorial. Okay, so today guys, we are going to be dressing up this doll cake. She's completely covered with buttercream right now that's been smoothed out. So we're gonna get started now. I was a little bit intimidated to start working on a cake with fondant because I haven't worked with fondant in so long. But I pushed myself and I said, just go ahead and go for it. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It does need to be neat and presentable for the customer, but let's just go ahead and do it because you got to get back in the game, right? Okay, so right now I measured out the length and I had already colored the fondant with just some basic McCormick coloring. I didn't use anything fancy. I've got my brush and I'm just going to apply a little bit of water to it because I don't have my piping gel. And if you don't have piping gel and you want your sprinkles, you know, to stick to your buttercream or your fondant, just use a very little water, just a little. You don't want it wet, but you want it barely damp. And right now you can see I'm just simply trimming, and I'm trimming the fondant a little bit at a time. You never want to trim, you know, you don't want to go in with gun blazing, right? You don't want to just go in cutting. You want to do a little bit at a time because, you know, it's so much easier to take away. You can put, you know, add to it, but it's going to be really bad. It's not going to look good at all. And right now I cut it just a little short, so that's an easy fix. You just take your fondant smoother and just kind of rotate and push it down and you're good to go. I had just a tiny little gap, but I got everything all smoothed out and evened with the cake board. And if you're wondering why she's wrapped in saran wrap, I had to wrap her up because we didn't want her to get dirty with powdered sugar or buttercream or anything. So we have to keep her wrapped up for now. And as we almost finish the cake, I'll, you know, unwrap her and get her ready. And I'm just doing some final little touches here. Now, time to wrap the rest of the skirt. And the thing about fondant is that once you start, you really kind of have to start moving a little quick. You don't want to take too long because you don't want the fondant to begin to stretch or tear. And sometimes, if it's not humid, like right now, it's kind of dry here in Michigan, so we don't have a lot of humidity going on right now. So it will dry out, and when it starts to dry out, it will begin to crack, and you don't want that to happen. So you do want to move with a little bit of urgency. And don't worry about the powdered sugar because I use that when I roll out my fondant. Cornstarch, you can use it to keep it from sticking to the countertop or the table. But I prefer powdered sugar because cornstarch actually absorbs moisture. And I found for myself, personally, it really would crack my fondant really bad, so I stopped using it. But don't worry about the powdered sugar. We're going to go back over that and just get that off. And we're going to take care of some last minute alterations for the doll. I almost called her Sleeping Beauty, but this one is Snow White. And like I said, it's so much easier to just trim a little bit at a time versus just trying to do it all at once. Okay, so we've gotten her cleaned up. And now we're just going to add the few finishing touches to her dress. And we're going to give her a little satchel around her waist. That will cover up the plastic and, where the fondant comes to an end. I also mix these colors and using McCormick, just regular McCormick color, food coloring from the grocery store. And it really turned out great in terms of how it matches her dress. And we're going to add one more layer. And again, I'm just simply applying all of this with just a little bit of water, just a little bit. Yeah, and that's the last piece there. And I really like these brushes that I have because they have like a little angle, a little slanted angle on the end. And you can kind of use it to push things into place and change things around without physically touching it with your hand. I really like these brushes. Okay, well that's pretty much it. We've cleaned her up. We're just going to affix her arms. Look at that. That's picture perfect. This is a great idea for anyone's birthday. And check out the description because I have tons of links where to get the brushes, where to get the smoothing tools. And again, if you have not subscribed, make sure that you do and turn on notifications. This was a really fun cake and it only cost less than $30 to make. Let me know what your next cake is going to be, and I'll see you guys next time.